Come in. Good afternoon. Grab a seat. How's your week been? We'll come back to that in a moment. Something happened here before you answered me. You looked at me, just a fraction longer than usual, almost as though you were waiting for confirmation that your answer was acceptable. You've started doing that more often. Don't worry, I'm not criticizing you, per se. I'm observing. Those are different things. Today, I think we should spend our session talking about permission, the emotional kind. Tell me, how many times this week have you asked someone something like, "Is that okay?" Really think about it. Probably more than that. People rarely notice how often they ask for permission because they've stopped hearing it. It disappears into ordinary conversation. Things like, "I don't know if this makes sense," or "maybe this is stupid," or "is this okay," or "I hope that's fine." Little phrases, invisible ones, really. Until someone points them out. I suspect you don't think of those phrases as permission seeking. You probably think of them as being polite, perhaps. And sometimes they are. Sometimes. But politeness has an off switch. Yours doesn't seem to, does it? Let's conduct an experiment. For the next few minutes, I want you to answer my questions without apologizing or qualifying, and without asking whether your answer is okay. And this involves nonverbal cues as well. I'm just expecting some awareness here. It doesn't have to be perfect. Are you ready? Excellent. How are you feeling today? There. Stop. You just said, "I don't know if this is the right word." Why? I didn't ask for the right word. I asked for your word. Notice how quickly your mind shifted from expressing yourself to evaluating yourself. Again, how are you feeling? Better, shorter, more direct. Did you notice your shoulders tensed? You got more nervous the more direct you were. It's as though you enjoy being in a position of submission. Let's continue. What frustrated you this week? You started your answer with, "This probably sounds silly." And who told you it was silly? Not me. You did, before I had a chance to form an opinion. That's interesting, is it not? You're trying to soften the landing, submit to me, avoid criticism. Perhaps an effective strategy as a child, I'm sure, less effective as an adult. This is commonly considered permission seeking, but I do think a more accurate term would be submission. Perhaps not in the way most people use that word, but I'm using it clinically, behaviorally. Submission simply means yielding your own agency to someone else's wishes, someone else's judgment, someone else's certainty, and often someone else's desires. And as I listen to you, I notice that you do it, almost automatically, sometimes with enthusiasm. Someone has an opinion, yours becomes quieter. Someone has a preference, yours becomes negotiable. Someone sounds confident, you assume they're probably right. Do you see a pattern? You don't merely accommodate people. You defer to them. You submit to them. Accommodation can be a decision, but submission, that's a reflex. Let's examine that reflex. When someone asks, "Where would you like to eat?" how often do you answer, "Wherever you want," or "I don't mind"? And is that actually true? Or was it easier than discovering what you wanted, risking a possibility that someone else might not like it? Now let's make that situation slightly more important. Let's say, for instance, someone disagrees with your opinion. Maybe not aggressively, just confidently. How quickly do you begin searching for reasons they might be right, even if the evidence hasn't changed? Confidence has quite an unusual effect on you. You often mistake it for correctness, maybe even safety, which means the more certain someone sounds, the less certain you become, or perhaps the more you trust them. This creates a dangerous imbalance, doesn't it? Because people who enjoy certainty tend to gather people who surrender it. I'm curious whether you've noticed that pattern in your own relationships. Who receives the most submission from you? Parents. Friends, occasionally. Managers, most certainly, yeah. Romantic partners. Perhaps even here in this room. It's quite all right. It can be common. It's important you understand that anything we explore in this topic is purely clinical. Is that understood? Tell me, did you seek out a female therapist specifically? Perhaps it was subconscious. That can happen as well. And do you often find comfort in my authority? Does it ever extend beyond comfort to something closer to pleasure? I understand your discomfort with exploring this topic, but I ask you, sit still and look at me when you speak. Does it ever extend beyond comfort into something more similar to pleasure? I think you're lying, and you're afraid you'll be in trouble if you say the truth. I assure you, there's no punishment for being honest in my office. That's better. How often do you think of these sessions outside of this office in a sexual context? And is that the honest answer? Or is it greater than that? And when you think of our sessions in that way, do you ever feel the compulsion to relieve yourself? Sit still, please. Remove the pillow from your lap. Answer the question. And how often are you relieving yourself in this manner as you think about my authority over you? That's quite a lot. No, it's no judgment. It's a data point worth exploring, though. So in these fantasies, I am an authority figure to you, and you submit to me. Is that correct? And so often, when you return to my office each week, in a way, you reenact these fantasies here with me. You submit, you please, you accommodate to my every question. And as our sessions have progressed, are your urges more intense or harder to accommodate? That makes sense. You continually submit here in this office, and seek relief at home, but it's never quite satisfactory, is it? I assume you await these sessions each week, but find them almost intolerable by the time they're done. Is that right? And has this been a cycle in your life previously? Past power dynamics, perhaps with teachers or mentors or managers? In a way, you continually recreate your own dissatisfaction over and over and over. So, what might bring you real satisfaction? I don't think that's the whole truth, is it? Try that again. What would bring you satisfaction? There it is. An honest answer. Well done. Based on your reaction, I can see that brought you discomfort, but also arousal. And what if I gave you permission to seek satisfaction in this office with me present? How does that make you feel? Interesting. I would have thought that brought you great comfort and relief. But you say it brings you anxiety. Let's try this a different way. Instead of permission, what if I told you you must? That it's an order that you get satisfaction in this office. There it is. A much, much greater response. Your pleasure is directly influenced by your submission. Your pleasure isn't really yours, is it? It's something that can be withheld from you by someone in authority, and conversely, it can be granted to you by that same person. You enjoy power being taken from you, don't you? You enjoy being free of decisions. You enjoy your head feeling empty. Isn't that right? I'm granting you permission, and more specifically, I'm ordering you to find satisfaction in my office right now, in whatever way that means for you. No, do not disagree with me. This is an order in service of your greater care. I need you to explore this relationship with submission. If I wasn't here and you were recalling this conversation, what might you do in the privacy of your bedroom? So do it. That's not a question. Do it. Very good. Your shoulders dropped. I assume you feel relief, despite how compromising this position is physically. I would go as far as to say this is the most relaxed I've seen you in all of our sessions. You feel genuine safety in submission, don't you? In many ways, you find comfort in immense vulnerability. This is a compromising position, no doubt. And here you are relaxed before me. Perhaps even more aroused. I encourage you to seek what you need, even if it's completion right here. I know typically this is when I might step away, and obviously this is when you might return home and think about the session. I think we need to see that happen here. I'd like to explore what happens when we break that cycle. What happens if right here you find the relief you've sought since we first met? Show me what that looks like. That's right. Very good, whatever feels right. It's okay. Go whatever pace feels natural. Yes, I assumed this would be quick. Very good. Submission can be normal and healthy. You're doing fine. That's good. Very good. Excellent. Tissues, very good. Tissues are to your right. Excellent work. Take a moment. That was intense. You did well. I know how vulnerable this position must feel. I'll leave you a few moments to clean up and compose yourself, and I'd like you to pay close attention to your thoughts or any repeated cycles between now and our next session. I'll see you next week.